And good morning. We've got a very special Big Dave Show and Tell this morning. Joining us, I'm guessing from Franklin, Tennessee, our boy Robert Counts, new country artist. Hey, Robert, how are you, buddy?
I'm good. How are you guys doing? Thank you so much for having me on.
Oh, we're happy to have you, man. So I know you grew up in Franklin, Tennessee. Do you still live there, or did you go a couple of miles down the road to Nashville?
I do. I never saw any reason to leave Franklin, Tennessee. I actually still live across the street from the high school, and I love it. I don't think I'll ever leave. I've had the privilege of growing up in a great hometown.
Yeah, well, I got to give you full disclosure here. I'm very familiar with Franklin because I grew up in Murfreesboro, right down the road from Franklin there. But back when I grew up, we didn't have the luxury of 840 that takes you from Murfreesboro to Franklin. I had to go Highway 96, and I hated that road. Too many turns for me.
Yeah, very slow.
Well, congratulations on the big song, What Do I Know? This is a great tune.
Well, thank you so much, and I got to say thank you to you guys for really spearheading, playing my track. I mean, I really do appreciate it. I see the spin counts every week, and you guys are crushing it for me, so yeah. I really do appreciate it.
I got to be honest, the first time I heard it, I didn't know who you were. I didn't hear the artist. I just heard it on B105, and I was like, man, I really like this song. Isn't it? Yeah. Do you have a lot of people tell you it has like a Brantley Gilbert kind of feel to it?
Yeah, Brantley Gilbert, and that's fine with me. I definitely have a lot of like rock and roll kind of influence, and I think he does as well. But obviously grew up listening to country music being from Nashville. And I think if it spills into that lane, that's totally fine with me. But I do get that a lot.
Nice.
And I've got to ask, now that you're, getting big and getting the hits, you've got a nice head of hair under that hat. So I've seen on Instagram.
Yeah, there it is.
That's a nice hair.
Wow. Wow. Well, Ashley brought it up, so we'll go ahead and we need to get you some followers on Instagram, Robert. It's Rob Counts Music.
I know if you know where I could purchase some, I'm more than willing. That's my thing. I don't know how these kids do it. I mean, I need to probably learn how to dance or something because I don't know if my music's doing it for me. But
listen, I don't think you're going to have a problem much longer of having Instagram followers, not just from our Big Dave Show and Tell here. I just think as the hit gets bigger and bigger and the girls see that hair that Ashley's already enamored with.
Oh, yeah.
Well, thank you, Ashley.
You're welcome. I was wondering if you're going to grow it into a mullet or if it's going to stay.
I've debated. It seems like the thing to do is to do the mullet nowadays. I don't know if I'm a mullet man myself. I think I might.
Stat has grown his hair out since quarantine started, and look at this. His is getting.
Got a little bit.
I know it's getting bushy. He's got some cabbage back there for sure. So you haven't had a haircut since March or whatever. Wow.
Yeah, since around COVID time kicked off.
Now, is the stash? Is this all COVID growth as well? Because it's been freaking awesome.
This was another bet I lost.
Well, Robert, I know you brought something for show and tell, but before we get to that, you want to do your song. What do I know? I mean, you're going to perform it live on this right now. I tell you what. Well, let's get this off of here, and we're going to all mute ourselves and give you full stage. Are you ready, buddy?
I'm ready. Yeah, absolutely. I didn't even know that you guys were going to have me do this. I just have this guitar here, and I wasn't even prepared. But if you guys want to hear it, I want to play it.
Let's do it. Robert Counts, great new song, What Do I Know, here on Big Dave Show and Tell.
Here we go. Work hard all day, sleep hard all night. Don't run your mouth if you don't know how to fight. Plan your work, man, and work your plan. Don't build your house in the sand. Carry a pocket knife, stick to your guns. Know when to walk away, but don't ever run. Try not to borrow another man's gold. Gotta answer to the one you owe. These are the things I know. But what do I know? I'm just a redneck
neck, sitting on a screen down, sipping on a long neck, listen to the crickets sing the same old song, like my daddy's granddaddy's daddy's daddy did too. What do I know? I'm just a coffee can dollar. Dirt on my hands, sweat on my blue collar. Got everything I need right here in the hollow, where the ones that don't get it won't go. But what do I know? Say what you think before you speak. Don't kill nothing that you ain't gonna eat. You learn from the dirt what the street can't teach. That backward philosophy. Hell, it still means a lot to me. But what do I know? I'm just a redneck sitting on a screen down, sipping on a long neck, listen to the crickets sing the same old song, like my daddy's granddaddy's daddy's daddy did too. What do I know? I'm just a coffee can dollar. Dirt on my hands, sweat on my blue collar. Got everything I need right here in the hollow, where the ones that don't get it won't go. But what do I know? What do I know? What do I know? Well, I know wrong, I know right, and I know right where I'll go when I die. But what do I know? I'm just a redneck sitting on a screen down, sipping on a long neck, listen to the crickets sing the same old song, like my daddy's granddaddy's daddy's daddy did too. What do I know? I'm just a coffee can dollar. Dirt on my hands, sweat on my blue collar. Got everything I need right here in the hollow, where the ones that don't get it won't go. What do I know? What do I know? What do I know?
Thank you, Cincinnati.
Hey, that is something else. Wow.
Well, thank you
I
guys
tell you,
so much for letting
Robert-
me play that on here. I appreciate it.
that sounded great, Robert Counts. And what do I know? I was just looking something. Jake Mitchell and also somebody we're very familiar with co-wrote that song with you, Hardy.
Yeah, little known artist, Michael Hardy.
And now I was going to ask you that. That's his first name is Michael Hardy. Okay, we've met him a couple of times.
Yeah, man, he's awesome, Dave. And you know, we wrote that thing a couple years ago before he was just Hardy. It was Michael back then. You know, that was what was on my writing calendar. But no, he's had some just wild success, and he's a great guy, and obviously a fantastic songwriter. And I really enjoyed getting to write that with him and Jake. So yeah,
Fantastic.
That's
Well, we
awesome.
got Robert Counts here, new country artist with us. Follow him on Instagram, Rob
Yes.
Counts Music. Get him some followers.
please do.
Yes.
Tell your kids, tell your wife, tell everybody.
We want to have more followers on your Instagram than a lot of those kids and over there at that high school do, because you're like, how do they have so many followers and I don't have them?
Oh, I know. I see these people I've never heard of, and it's like 1 million followers.
Mhm.
Well, I'm just cresting $3,000, so I got some more
It'll
to
keep
do.
going. You got this.
You'll get it. I think you'll
Well,
be blowing
Ashley
up.
believes in me, so thank you.
I
Guys.
do.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, I think if you just keep using power tools in the kitchen, you're going to keep getting followers, man. I think that's awesome. I love the way you core your apples.
Yeah, you know, well, my girlfriend, we were making baked apples, and she was doing it with a knife, and I thought she was going to cut her hand. So I said, baby, I'll get a Forstner bit and the Makita, and you know, I'll figure that out real quick. And it was a lot faster, and she was impressed. So I got me some points there, and
It worked a lot better unless you're the one that has to clean the kitchen afterwards. That's the only catch.
Yes.
Well, that wasn't me. My job was eating the baked apples. So
Yeah.
Now, was that something you learned in medical school? How to just do all that kind of stuff with power tools?
no, you know,
What did your parents say
my
when you said,
dad.
I'm leaving school?
Oh, they weren't happy at first. You know, I have a background in kind of a pre-medical background. I have a degree in biochemistry. undergraduate degree. My parents are both, working people, and my dad's a builder, which is where I got all the kind of handyman knowledge, and I've been doing that since I was real young with him. My mom's an accountant, and so they weren't too keen on the idea of having a musician son and supporting him for the rest of his life. And so the pre-med thing was my attempt at getting a real job. And science is something I'm super interested in. Even when I was going into that world, my focus was orthopedics, is what I wanted to get into, which is all, I wanted to do total joint replacement, which is saws and drills, and it's all that just kind of on the body. So fun fact about Robert Counts. But yeah, that's kind of the story there.
Oh, cool.
Well, I can imagine your parents growing up in Franklin, Tennessee. And if you don't know the geography, it's basically 20 miles from downtown Nashville. And your parents had seen the kids getting off the buses, because if you go downtown Nashville to Demonbreun Street, which is the greatest street name ever, and that's the Greyhound bus station, you will literally see people getting off the bus holding a guitar case and a suitcase. That's basically all they have. And there's so many tales of come and go. Jason Aldean's wrote like 9 songs about it, how you come to Nashville and the dreams don't happen, but they probably were worried.
Yeah, the Dreamers. That's the bus stop where the Dreamers, they let all them get off. And growing up in Nashville, I'm sure, Dave, you are familiar with this, but you see that, and you have friends, and you have friends' dads who tried to do it, and now they're doing other things, and it's I don't want to downplay that for anybody. I know everybody has dreams, and I feel so lucky and honored that this worked out for me, or their doors seem to be opening, and I'm going to keep going through them. But it's a tough town, man, and I don't at all blame my parents for not loving the idea at first.
Well, I always say that Nashville, like Los Angeles, has the most attractive waiters and waitresses of any cities in America, because they're all there to try to be stars.
Yeah, they're all wanting to be famous. So
yeah. So you brought something for show and tell today. Now they said you had something pretty special. What are we going to see?
Yeah, I mean, sort of special. I mean, I was trying to think of something I could bring that's kind of different for me. This is actually the first guitar I learned to play guitar on, and the one that I wrote my first few songs on. It's a Takamine. It's a John Jorgensen signature model guitar. Pretty nice guitar for a kid who doesn't know how to play or do anything.
That's an expensive guitar for your first guitar.
Well, it not crazy expensive, and it wasn't initially purchased for me. My dad plays a little bit, and he bought it because he wanted to do this, but he kind of saw me taking off. I grew up playing guitar in church a lot, and I needed a guitar that you could plug in, because I didn't have anything to do, and so he bought this for him. And it was like his thing that he wanted to play. Then he let me have it once he saw me kind of starting to take off. And so this is the guitar that I wrote all my first few songs on, and really learned chord structure and how to be a country picker.
Yeah, the Takamine is a brand where you can plug in the cord and make it an electric acoustic for all intents and purposes.
Yeah, well, and this thing too kind of came with like a soundboard on it, which I'm sure this is way more technical than anybody wants to get, but it was pretty cool at the time. You got its own battery-powered thing, and you could just do it all from the stage. So
nice.
It was pretty cool, and I love that guitar. I'll never get rid of it. So that's
Excellent.
my show and tell.
Well, Robert, we want to thank you. Does anybody else have any other questions before we let Robert get back to his man cave there, which looks awesome, by the way?
Well, what are you going to be for Halloween? I mean, I'm always curious what people are dressing up as.
Oh shoot! I don't even know. My girlfriend runs that department too. She
you
usually
did a
just puts
couples
out the little
thing.
costume, man, and I just slide into it. I don't know. One year I was like a Viking. I don't know, whatever costume she picks up, I'm sure it won't fit, and I'm sure I'll be stuck in it for a night.
You'll be wearing it. You'll be wearing it.
Yeah.
Well, the song is called "What Do I Know," and we do know this, that we're going to get Robert Counts some more followers on Instagram. Rob Counts Music. There you go. The next thing you know, you'll be TikTok famous, buddy.
Oh God, that's what you got to be these days is TikTok famous. That's weight in gold.
Yeah. Well, Rob, thank you very much, and good luck to everything. I'm sure this isn't the last we're going to hear from you, and hopefully when live music can get back out on the road, we're going to see you here maybe next summer opening up for somebody here in Cincinnati.
Absolutely. I look forward to getting up there, and I just want to say one more time, thank you guys so much for playing my record. It means the world to me. And thank you for having me on your show, Dave. I heard that you your show won ACM Personality of the Year award this year. Is that correct?
I know, and you're probably
Yes.
wondering after this interview how we did it. You know,
Yeah, well, that was my first thought. I was expecting a little bit more excitement. No, it's been fantastic, and I just wanted to congratulate you on that while I had you.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you.
But you guys are awesome, and thank you for having me on. I really do appreciate it.
You got it, Robert Counts. Thank you, buddy. Big Dave Show and Tell. I'm gonna, if I'm ever in Franklin, I'm stealing that George Jones picture behind you. By the way.
See, I'm actually in my manager's basement right now. He's kind of.
Oh, this is hit.
Yeah, I don't even have a hit on radio. You think I can afford all these amps? He's made it. I'm a 30-year-old broke guy living in a duplex in Franklin.
All right, Robert Counts, everybody. Thank you so much, Robert. We'll see you again real soon.
All right, see you guys. Thank you again.